Now, following the organization of the funeral of Mr. Kojo Owusu-Efie, alias Sir John, former CEO of the Forestry Commission, well, questions are being asked because thousands of individuals were seen flouting COVID-19 protocols, and these individuals who were there included members of parliament as well as government officials. So, on today's edition of the Citi Newsroom, we are putting a spotlight back on the observance or the adherence of the COVID-19 protocols. How effective is compliance? Are people observing the protocols at the lorry stations or the markets and the likes? My name is Bobi Osei, and you're watching the Citi Newsroom. The more the battle against COVID-19 in Ghana has gone on, the more it appears that people are more relaxed when it comes to adhering to the protocols that are supposed to protect us against the deadly virus. Now, across the country, you find that adherence to the protocols is higher when you go to city centers, especially when you speak of the capital region, Greater Accra. But even within the Greater Accra region, areas like bus stops, markets, you find it hard to find people wearing their face masks, which is very worrying. Now, why is this? Are people just not concerned, or they're just tired of wearing the mask? I'm here at the Abraka market to engage with a lady here to find out, some of them here to find out what's it called, what they make of adherence to the COVID-19 protocol. Hello, ma. But you're saying?
Efreme Reta Chumwa. Miss Ragana Funia COVID-19 that's what Hobata the Braka market yende ye dibia so biache no smas until Miss Row biaso biabekoso abon hobana watching no smas. Now who says Sisiano ya nanti market no ya nanti other market. Ya who say ya I mean kofo baku share face mask no nyama sanitizers no mu use nenso nipa bebre omun share. Adentina nkofo no mu ye adwuma no ha no mo to nyama no adentina omun share face mask no. Uko inside ho dia embla ho obi ahye but abonten ha dia obi atime ye de ope but un share no smasa untimi nwura inside ho yes o mo be pam. Okay, into outside no me who say I so obi like obi anhye is it because I wish I be omun sro and say o ma breast e face on be hye bia obi wa na wa hye no wa bele. Unte no smart no share kakra no wa bele to be wa no wa share na wa bele but inside the whole there unshare no smart untimi nko. It appears that when you look around as the months go by, more and more people are not adhering to the COVID-19 protocols. Now, you as an ordinary citizen, what do you think? What are you observing when it comes to adherence to COVID-19 protocols on our streets, in our markets, in our lorry stations and things? What are you observing?
You can just see for yourself. People walking, children. You can see even the school children are not putting on their masks, but they are holding it. Yeah. So I think the law has been enforced, so that people will continue wearing it. Now we've seen some videos of some funerals recently of prominent people who at such funerals where we saw the COVID-19 protocols being flouted. For you, when you look at such things, are you concerned that maybe we might see the COVID-19 numbers rising once again, or you think the COVID is even out of the country? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if I do hear on TV, I do hear on the radio that this year or this month or this day, the cases are increasing. I wouldn't be surprised. Why? Because people are not wearing it. Okay, if you go to our marketplaces, if you go to drinking bars, our sports and what, people are not wearing it. And I think the government or the people, the authority have to enforce the law, okay, so that we will wear it. Anywhere we are going, we need to just put it on. Now speaking of government and the authorities, there was a funeral held for the former chief executive of the Forestry Commission. His name is Kojo Owusu-Efie, Sir John. Yeah. And thousands of people were there. People were not wearing their nose masks. Prominent politicians were there as well. And people are saying if these people are not adhering to the protocols, what moral authority do they have to come to such a market and say, hey, wear your nose mask? Because you, the authority, the government officials, the educated official, was not wearing it. So people are raising concerns about that. What do you make of that? Well, I think they are our leaders. Yeah. They are our leaders in this country. So I think... and they are flouting the rules themselves. Yeah, but what are you going to do? You just have to, it will be our wish or my wish that our leaders will just set a good example for other citizens, the good citizens of Ghana,
to just follow their lead.
So there you have it. He is calling for stronger enforcement of the law, or stronger enforcement of the COVID-19 protocols, because as he stated, when you walk into a bank and you're going to transact some financial, should I say, get some financial service, and you do not adhere to the protocols, you will not be allowed. But then if you go into a zone where enforcement is lax, that's when you find people actually flouting the COVID-19 protocols. You're still watching the Citi Newsroom. In one of his last updates to the nation, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo reimposed the ban on public gatherings, effectively banning parties, weddings, funerals and the likes. Now, private burials with a little under 25 were allowed, but then a number above that was effectively banned. But how are people adhering to the protocols when it comes to COVID-19 in our market as well as in our lorry stations? Well, my colleague Kweku Edriamansa has gone out there and he brings us this report.